Hi, and welcome to another Pantheon Brief by Disparate Worlds. I'm Mox, and today I'm going to cover the highlights of the February 2023 newsletter, which was released by Visionary Realms on February 23rd. The big news from this month's newsletter is that the network and infrastructure overhaul will now be allowing the team to focus more on game system development. I think what this will lead to is us seeing some progress on things like pets, the perception system, and maybe some acclimation in the near future. Things that have kind of been on that road to alpha list, but not seen much, if any, progress at all on them. Speaking of playtesting, the March pre-alpha playtest is set for the weekend of March 18th and 19th. So it's nice to get that early. Generally, we've been waiting until the beginning of the month to hear anything about that month's testing, sometimes even into the second week. So fantastic that they are including that as part of the newsletter. Crafting and gathering also got a fair amount of improvement since the last testing. A mining hotbar was added, the crafting and smelting windows have been improved, and in addition, they've introduced some techniques which are in there for proof of concept. So the list of items we see in the newsletter may or may not persist through the testing, but really it's in there for us to give them a try and see if and what impact the techniques have on the gameplay and the crafting as a whole. As always, the newsletter also included links to the monthly content that they produced this month. So we got an art update on the monthly stream with Minus and David Schlau, and we also got a public sharing of the VIP only bring out your devs. Because they were not able to do the Parting the Veil this month, they released that content publicly. So if you're not a VIP member, it'll give you a chance to see kind of what it is that we do there. Let's see. Esther Shin also took some time to share with us the process of bringing the foliage of Terminus to light. Like how it goes from concept art to a 3D rendering. Really neat process. Take a look at that, especially if you are an artist and into the art. Otherwise, you can just read it to appreciate all the hard work that goes in to just putting a simple flower into the game, which is great. Lastly, as you see on screen, Sakari and I were fortunate enough to chat with Joppa this week. We discussed the social aspects of Pantheon, both conceptually as well as their effect on gameplay, things like guilds and chat windows and looking for group and such. We did get a couple beans, so make sure you check that out. Barring any issues, Sunday night we should have that released. And then that'll be part 1, and then part 2 we're planning on Tuesday. So we're not going to have a huge delay between the two parts, but hopefully you guys will enjoy that as much as we enjoyed chatting with him. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Pantheon Briefs. As always, check us out on Facebook.com/DisparateWorlds, on Twitter @DisparateWorlds, our website disparateworlds.org, and our Patreon, which is patreon.com/DisparateWorlds. Incidentally, if you are a Patreon member, you will have early access to those interviews. As soon as they're done editing, we're going to release that to our Patreon patrons. Let's see. I think that's going to do it. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. Thanks so much for watching.